This morning, let's talk about the parable of the talents in Matthew 25. I've been thinking about it since I was in Alaska. Let me tell you one thing about when I was traveling to Alaska. I already knew what I was getting myself in for. The beauty, the epic majesty, the gorgeous views, right? And my photo skills aren't that good. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm an artist. I should be able to take some good pictures. So I invested in a photography academy course, and I took, a 6-hour course on how to take better photos with my phone. And it really helped me. And I'll just give you a tip, right? Because I just think that it has like this spiritual touch to it. So if you have a great camera, it can do things that our natural eye can't do. And sometimes I think that I want to get a camera to be able to capture the beauty that I see. But what I learned through taking this course is that you can even capture a photo that even intensifies the beauty that you see. So you get to take that memory with you even better, just to get to really even see. And it's a technique or a technology called compression. So it takes what is far away and brings it near. So when you're looking and you see the mountains and something really beautiful, and then there's another layer behind it that you can barely see, right? Of like some more vast mountains, right? When you take a picture like with a 2x or 5x lens, it can take what is far away and bring it real close. That touches me because when you're walking out in life and you just see things that remind you of the good things of the Lord, that remind you of the kingdom, right? How God takes what's far away and brings it close. But also, you capture the beauty of the things close up, compression. But in Matthew 25, it's a parable that starts by saying, it's a parable that Jesus tells us, so it's red letters. It starts by saying, the kingdom of heaven is like this. It's like a man going on a far journey to a far country who called his servants and gave them his goods. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another he gave 2, and to another he gave 1, and he gave to each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then who had received the 5 talents went, traded with them, and made another 5 talents. And likewise, he who had received 2 went and made 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug it in the ground and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought the 5, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more. And the same with the one with the 2. Look, I've seen what you have delivered unto me, 2 talents. Look, I've gained 2 more. But when it came to the one with only 1, it says, and Jesus said, well done, good and faithful servant, to the one with the 5 and the 2. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. He also who had received 2 talents. Oh, sorry, I'm paraphrasing and reading it. So let's, sorry. So both of the two have similarities. They both came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 5, you delivered to me 2, and look at the gains. Look at what I've done with what you've given me. But to the one, in verse 24, then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, this is different. So let's read this closely. Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what's yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. You ought to have deposited my money with the bankers. At my coming, I would have received back at least my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and who will have abundance. But from him who doesn't have, even what he has will be taken away, and cast the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, and there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So when I was studying this, I was just reading it, and there's so much in there, and I was just meditating on it. And I just love to meditate on the word, especially when it's difficult, right? I'm like, what? I'm trying to keep up. I'm like, what? Oh, and I'm praying about it, explain it to me, and I just get this relationship with the Lord. And one thing that stands out is that the Lord gave according to each's own ability. And then we look and see what they did with what they were given. And I look and I think of all of the things that I've been given, right? And I want to make sure that I am aware and recognizing everything that the Lord gave me. Because this one guy, he skips over this part. Instead of saying, look, you have delivered unto me 1 talent, 1 bag of gold worth about over $1,000. But he completely dismisses that gift and skips over it. And instead of recognizing the gift from his king, he analyzes his king. Analyzes the way he does things, starts putting his own hard thoughts and insecurities and projecting them over onto our perfect Savior. And in the meantime of all of this mud, he loses track of the little things, which actually aren't very small at all. Who in here can raise their hand and say $1,400 is little? I'm sorry, but I can't. I can't. If someone gave me $1,400 today, I would be thanking them and taking them to dinner. Thank you for what you've given me. There's a humility that comes from just being thankful from what you have instead of comparing what you have with what someone else had. I'm thankful that he didn't give me more than I can handle. I'm thankful for what he's given me. You don't want to get too much and not be able to handle it and lose it. Talk about weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's getting something before you're ready and losing it. He's not talking about hell here. He's talking about losing what you've given. You've been given. When I looked out in Alaska and I would see things far away, and they would look little in my perspective. But those little things on the horizon, one of them was a glacier the size of Rhode Island, looked like a little thing on the horizon, but really, it was huge. In my travels, I saw this one book in the gift shop that said that some travelers can go to the Grand Canyon or to these majestic places and just give it 1 star because they didn't have good restrooms. Let's appreciate the little things, because there aren't little things. They're all important. Every moment is important. And you, imagine what you can do with what you have. Let's double that. Let's double it. Let's be faithful stewards. And there's, we'll continue talking more and more about this. But I just want to start with just being thankful. And as I kind of close up my little talk today, I just want to think about the vocabulary of has and has not. And let's be careful with our words. To the one who has, more will be given. To the one who has not, it will be taken away and given to someone else. And I think of what that looks like, that taken away and given it to someone else. And I think of something hidden in the ground, all dirty, just this talent hidden in the ground, unused, just hidden in the ground because of fear. And he took that and put it into the hands of the guy who had, or the person who had 5 talents and turned it into 10. Is this person going to keep it dirty and worn off and buried, or is he going to pull it up, shine it off, make the most of it? And it's going to be double. So I was just thinking, parable of 10 talents. And then you've got 5 goes to 10, then he gets the 1 more, that's 11, then he's going to have 22. I mean, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. So let's just think again of the higher thoughts of what we can do with everything that the Lord has given us. I love you so much.